time to build more weird things. I had a whole lot of fun in the last building viewer ideas video, making this stupid thing, this brain cell shredding abomination, this surprisingly cheesy pixel art, and this. Yeah. And today I've got 4 more viewer ideas from you guys that I am very excited to put together. Oh yeah, we also made that house. Redstone Puff asks for a steampunk train. And oh boy, I mean, y'all know I really love making steampunk builds. And clearly you guys like watching me make steampunk builds because literally every single time I post something on this channel with the word steampunk in it, it gets like a crazy amount of views. So there's been the airships and the submarines and the mining machines and this and whatever else I've got on my channel. It's a cool topic and I really love making more steampunk stuff for you guys. And admittedly, I got a little bit carried away and I've already put together all this off camera. Of course, I normally like to, you know, build with you guys, but I was just really jazzed up about making a steampunk train. I went insanely hard with the detail here on this front little engine bit. Thanks to the statues data pack, we're using locked and sealed armor stands with an iron helmet on them that are sitting on top of a campfire. But yeah, the rest of the train is looking pretty good too. We got this cool little catwalk going across the side. We got these pulley system with the lightning rods and the grindstones down here just above the tracks. We got a little bit of a captain's quarters up at the front here with some control mechanisms and a little bit of miscellaneous details all around the side. We got a, you know, unfinished interior in here. We don't need to look at that. But yeah, this is a pretty good start, but we're gonna take this to the next level, add in some more train cars, expanding out the train tracks, and just juicing up this whole thing to the next level. So let's get cracking. Gonna clear some more land, extend the railway a little bit, get a little bit of detail work going, and I'd say that's looking pretty solid. For the actual train car itself, I am going to be sticking with the existing track design I've already got going, like so, with the 4 different sections of grindstones, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lightning rods on the outside, looking very mechanical. Little walkway area around the sides is in place, and I've got the 2 trains connected using these grindstones as kind of like pulleys with the chains in the middle. Looking pretty nice. I gotta say, this design turned out very well. And because it's right next to the engine here, I figured I would make it a coal car. Now we could stop here, but I think you gotta have at least 1 more car on this train. So we're gonna add 1 more in just for good measure. A little bit of quick deforestation, a bit more track land. 1 additional train car later, and there we have a steampunk train. This build was a lot of fun. I haven't really done much steampunk stuff in a while, so it was really nice to, like, you know, go back to my roots and explore a style that I've come to really know and love. And this train itself has turned out super well. So Redstone Puff, I hope you enjoyed the steampunk train. Next up, we got 2 more who says a house, but the exterior is on the inside and the interior is on the outside. You know, I feel like to really do this justice, we gotta break this down and look at the different elements that usually comprise an interior and an exterior. So like, visualize a Minecraft interior in your mind, right? The most generic, run-of-the-mill, stupid Minecraft interior you can think of. You gotta have some crafting. There's gonna be storage, smelting, some kind of interior decor unless you're a psychopath. Gotta keep the place lit. And of course, no interior is complete without some wall decor and a bed. Now the exterior is a lot simpler, thankfully. Well, I mean, it's kind of simpler. You'll see what I mean. You're gonna have some, you know, funny little block palette for your walls with like bricks or concrete or brown mushroom blocks or whatever. Probably gonna want windows, once again, unless you're a psychopath. Door and a roof wouldn't hurt. A pathway of some kind. Definitely gonna need lighting like the interior. So yeah, we kind of got a bit of a game plan going. You know, we've mapped out our possibilities and whatnot. Let's go see what I can come up with. I got a little something something going, mostly on the exterior, whatever it is, it's on the inside of this enclosure, and it's a pretty generic looking exterior, interior, whatever. Nothing too fancy, but you know, it's more of a proof of concept. It's coming along quite nicely, and then of course on the, this side, whatever you want to call this side, I've got a little bit of a floor laid down. I think we're just about ready to go ahead and start putting in all the interior, exterior, interior decorations though, so bear with me 1 second. so going on in through our front door here, we're greeted by 2 tables. Still working on these, trying to decide what I'm gonna put in the rest of this room here. But this one is a little blank table. This one's got a map of the area on it. You can see our steampunk train over there. Off to our left here is our little storage area with the stone cutter, the end chest, the anvil, and of course all of our bulk storage. Enchanting and brewing setup over here with a little bit of decor. We like to be a little fancy around here, especially where we're sleeping. I'm very proud of this like modern, kind of off-center looking item shelf kind of thing. It's very, very cool. And, you know, there's just enough space for a few pots here. And then I had to use a lot of item frames because these gaps here are not actually a full block. And then like y'all saw over here, ooh, I am standing on a candle. Like y'all saw over here, cute little living room with a little parrot and a jukebox and some window blinds and whatnot. Altogether is looking pretty good, but I'm gonna go ahead and do some final touches. Like, I mean, first of all, a roof. This place absolutely does need a roof, even if it's a inside out weird amalgamation monstrosity of a house. It still definitely needs a roof. Here we are. Yeah, that's definitely a finished roof. I'm not going to just leave it in this horrible unfinished state. So anyways, guys, I made a few more additions to the inside here. I got these cool little chandeliers, which I debug sticked. I added some books and candles to the table, and I added in these really cool little skylights. I think the glass and the spruce goes really well with this brick and concrete combination that we've got going on throughout our interior exterior here. I have many thoughts about this project, but I'll just say this. That was one of the builds of all time. Next up, we got Dragon Poop saying a giant boot base. And yeah, I can definitely do a giant boot base. And as a matter of fact, I already made a giant boot base. I got a little carried away with my ideas here, and not only did I make a giant boot base, but I went and made this. I mean, yeah, it's a boot, all right, and there is a base inside. I'll go ahead and show you guys that in a minute. But yeah, most of you guys probably are aware of what this boot is. If you're from a certain region of the United States, I'm sure you know what this boot is. But yeah, I'm not just gonna make any old boot. I had to go with the OG, with the Tims, man, the Tims. It's part of the culture. But yeah, we're using yellow terracotta here, which definitely wasn't my first pick for the exterior of like the Tim leather or whatever, but it definitely is the most accurate. Got my best attempt at the Tim's logo. That's supposed to be a tree, believe it or not. I tried my best, okay? Got a kind of vague attempt at shoelaces going on over here, and we got the little metal like shoelace holder ring things all along the side. We got the little seam in the middle where the 2 shoe flaps kind of go over each other. And of course, we got like the little black ankle bit where you shove your foot into. It's all in all an incredibly stupid build, but I absolutely love this stupid thing. And of course, it's not just a giant boot, it's a giant boot base. So we've got an interior to check out. Hopping on through this door here, we can see a fully fleshed out interior, looking actually surprisingly kind of poggers, not gonna lie. At first, I was all like, oh god, this interior is such an awkward shape, it's gonna be cramped and whatever, but no, we actually managed to fit pretty much everything in here. So yeah, coming in from this entranceway here, we got a collection of all of our workbenches and stuff, you know, the usual stuff. The trapdoors of the Tim's logo have become windows. I thought this was really cool. Moving on up here, we got some decor, we got some smelting and, you know, paintings and whatnot. I'm using a lot of jungle wood on the inside because I felt like it really went well with the yellow terracotta. And then moving on into the middle, we got our little storage system, we got our nether portal, we got some more light, we got a little crafting area, and we even got a little tiny skylight poking up into the top of the shoe there. Yeah, for such a weird, stupid build, I actually really enjoyed putting this interior together. Like, the exterior was a struggle, don't get me wrong, but the interior was actually really fun. So thank you, Dragon Poops. That was a really fun little building challenge. I appreciate that a lot, man. And last up for today, we've got Spielside8, who says, a medieval house using blocks that are used for modern or futuristic builds. All right, that's a good one. I like that one. That's really funny. Right, so I've got here this medieval house I put together not too long ago. Well, it's kind of a house. It's more of like a blacksmithing shop or something like that, but I was really quite proud of this build. Let me give you all a quick tour before we destroy it with modern futuristic blocks. Concrete is, of course, a staple for modern and sci-fi builds, so that's definitely going to be a big part of this. Some kinds of deep slate can work, like polished deep slate tiles, which is actually quite nice because we're already using some deep slate in the build. And rods are essential, of course. If we're leaning into a more modern look, I think we could probably get away with some dark oak, but maybe not too much. And of course, metal blocks like netherite and iron are going to be fantastic here. So we've got an interesting palette here. This might hurt a little bit, but I think we have enough to work with here. I'm gonna start by stripping out all this texture here on the upper walls and just replacing it all with white concrete, which is a little bit unfortunate at how bland that looks, but this is just what we gotta do, folks. It's looking a lot blander, but I suppose that is a little bit more sci-fi. We're gonna need to strip out a lot of these like ornamental decorations with the dark oak and whatnot, because you know, modern is all about those clean geometric lines and none of this stuff can really stay, you know? These glass panes definitely don't really fit the look anymore. I think we're gonna have to just kind of pave over all of it with tinted glass. And while we're at it, we should probably change the shape. Yeah, that's certainly looking cleaner. I'm not sure if it looks, good, but oh well. And you know, while we're looking at this top section, the roof, even though it's deep slate, it really doesn't give me like a modern futuristic vibe with all these ornamentations and stuff on the side. It really needs to be a lot simpler, a lot smoother. It's looking a little bit better, but the shape is still just kind of not quite right, you know? Oh, before I fix the roof, this stuff down here, yeah, gotta go. That's looking a little bit better. Okay, so I've done some BS here. I've kind of just duplicated this weird thing. Gave it a weird little hat for a roof and some, you know, roof lights because why not, I guess. And yeah, this thing is just slowly looking worse and worse, but we've committed, we've gone this far. We can't stop here. We have to fully convert this thing. This rickety old staircase definitely needs to go. That's looking better, maybe, question mark? It's certainly more modern. This whole bit of ground down here with all the different textures and stuff, that also definitely needs to go. I want a fresh, manicured lawn. Looking very suburban, I guess. I hate it. And last but definitely not least, this entire bottom section is definitely not modern. All this medieval stuff down here has definitely got to go, and we can replace it all with a nice modern sheen. Add in some finishing touches, little bits of modern art decoration, and with the addition of a floor, I think our modern house conversion is complete. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna pretend to like this. I actually absolutely hate this build. This looks terrible. Like, obviously, I'm not trying too hard to make like the ideal modern futuristic house here, but man, this just did not look right as I was making this conversion. I guess there's a lesson in all of this. Sometimes if a building is built a certain way, maybe it should stay that way. Anyways, y'all, I think that's gonna do it for today. We had some cool builds and some less cool ones, but all in all, I'm very happy with how this video turned out. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like down below, and if you're not subscribed, you know what to do already. And until next time, guys, I'll see you all in the next Building Viewer Ideas video.